Franklin TV Sports presents Franklin High School Softball. Today on a beautiful spring day in Franklin, Mass., the homestanding Franklin High Panthers with a record of 4-5 take on Attleboro, who comes over to town with a record of 4-4. Hi neighbors and welcome to our telecast. I'm Pete Royce. Franklin against Hockomock foe Attleboro. The Panthers have a young team according to coach Brianna Schaefer. They have been playing some tough opponents. They have been in games that perhaps they shouldn't have been, and they've won 4 out of 7 in the conference. And for Attleboro, they're 4-4 overall and 3-3 in the Hockomock League. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for Attleboro. They'll start off with their pitcher leading off, Jenna Callahan, followed by Riley Camacho, their catcher. Batting third will be Lola Ronayne. Hitting cleanup will be Victoria Parent. She is the first baseman. Hitting fifth will be the second baseman, Emily Eby. Hitting sixth, the third baseman, Madison Moran. Hitting seventh, the center fielder, Nina Sullivan. Hitting eighth, the left fielder, Paige Qualia. And hitting ninth and playing right field will be Mary Bosch. In the circle for the Panthers will be sophomore Sophia Sacramone. Sacramone, the right-hander. Sophomore will be up there. As we get ready to start this one, 7 innings will be our limit here for today unless it goes to overtime. The umpire behind home plate will be Tony Lee. I'm sorry, he'll be on the bases, and the home plate umpire is Steve Christione. So both teams are out there. Franklin coached by Brianna Stewart in her second year, and for Attleboro, it's Mark Homer in his 10th year, heading up the Attleboro Big Blue Bombardiers as they'll bat here in the opening first inning. Attleboro 4-4 on the season. They'll start 3 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 1 freshman. And Callahan will step in from the left side. Facing the right-handing offerings of Sophia Sacramone, the first pitch is fouled off. Our producer and our director, our camera operator today, is Chris Leverone, and I'm Pete Royce, set to bring you all this exciting action. 0-1 to Callahan, leading off the game. And she fouls another one off. 2 pitches, 2 foul balls. We'll set the defense for you for the Panthers. Camacho is the catcher. At third is Moran. At shortstop, Ronayne. Second base is Eby. I'm sorry, that is not right. There's a long drive. That's going to split the gap in left center field. And that's going to be a double leading off for the Big Blue. Callahan opens up with a double. She fouled off 2, then she joined it. And let's give you the proper defensive alignment for the Panthers. Dowley at third, Weston at short, Johnson Pellegrini at second, and Buzang at first. In left field, Bonetti. In center field, Arena. In right field, O'Brien. Sacramone pitching, and Allen doing the catching. Here is the second hitter, Riley Camacho, the catcher. And she takes a strike. 0-1. Riley from the right side. Leadoff hitter Callahan, their pitcher, on second base with a ringing double. Here's Sacramone. Swung on and missed. Pitch was low, but Camacho went for it. 0-2. Camacho, the senior catcher, at the plate. The 0-2 is high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Foul back. Just getting a piece of it was Camacho. And Allen will return it to the circle. And their starting pitcher is Sophia Sacramone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Camacho. That's popped up behind the plate. And right next to me, actually. I could have made the play, but I whiffed on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count remains. So Camacho hanging tough. 1-2. Beautiful day, 59 degrees at game time, slight wind. 1-2 home is high and away. 2-2. Callahan fouled off 2 before she doubled. Camacho has fouled off 1 and stands in with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch home. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to go into center field for a base hit. And Callahan will be held. The runner is going to go down to second on the throw, however. So it's second and third, no outs. A nice single up the middle for Camacho. And here comes the third hitter, the shortstop, freshman Lola Ronayne. She bats from the right side as well. Runners in scoring position at second and third. On the throw home, Camacho went down to second. Pitch is away. 1 ball and no strikes to Ronayne. The only freshman starting for Attleboro. Franklin has no freshmen in their starting lineup. 1-0, high and away. 2-0, first base is open, but that would load the bases for their cleanup hitter, Victoria Parent. That's driven deep to left field. It's over the head of the left fielder. 1 run will score. The second run is being waved in, and both runs will score on a double for Ronayne. And it's 2 RBIs for Ronayne, and it's 2-0. Attleboro 3 up, 3 on, 2 in here in the visiting first. Here's the cleanup hitter, Parent. She takes it outside for a ball. Parent, a senior first baseman. Hitting cleanup, Victoria Parent. Pitch is rolled in, nice stop, beautiful stop by Allen. Marley Allen with the play. A nice start here for Attleboro. 3 straight hits to open up the game. They lead it 2-0. The 2-0 home. Parent takes it inside, a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. On deck, the fifth hitter in the lineup for Coach Mark Homer. That's Emily Eby. The 3-0, that's ball 4. So 4 straight wide of the mark. 4 runners consecutively have reached base. And here's the 5th hitter, the second baseman, Emily Eby. Eby is a junior. Home plate umpire telling the coaching staff only 1 coach allowed on the field. So it's first and second, no outs, 2 in here in the visiting first. Left-handed batter Emily Eby stands in. Sacramone rows it. That's a wild pitch, and the runners will advance. So it's now second and third. Nobody out. Sacramone trying to retire an Attleboro Bombardier. 1-0. 2-0. So Sacramone with some control trouble here in the first inning. Emily Eby, second baseman at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. That is a foul ball. Eby did not mean to swing. It came very close to hitting her wrist, but just caught a little bit of that aluminum bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV and streaming worldwide on YouTube on the Franklin Pride TV channel. Pitch is fouled over the visiting dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Emily Eby, the 5th hitter in the lineup for Attleboro. The 2-2, and that's strike 3 called. So Eby goes down, and that's the first out recorded today. And this will bring up the 6th hitter, junior third baseman Madison Moran. She'll bat from the right side, as you can see. Still 2 on in scoring position now with 1 out. Sacramone's pitch. is looped into center field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. That's Ronayne. Parent will be held, but on the throw, the runner is going to advance down. So another single. 3-0. Ronayne scores. Parent goes to third, and on the throw to third, Moran went to second. So 2 more in scoring position for the 7th batter, sophomore center fielder Nina Sullivan. Pitch home, high and away. 1-0. What a start for Big Blue. 3 in, 2 on in scoring position, only 1 out. Sophia rolls it, and Marley Allen makes a nice pickup. 2-0 to Moran, to Sullivan, the 7th hitter in the lineup for Attleboro. Paige Qualia, the left fielder, the sophomore, on deck. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The runners on second and third. The 2-1, high and tight. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Sullivan at the plate. Here it is. It's popped up, and that one is going to be right by me again. 3-2 to Nina Sullivan. First base is open, but Sacramento would dearly like to retire Sullivan. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and missed. Sullivan may have been chasing. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. The 2 outs on strikeouts, 1 looking Eby and 1 swinging Sullivan. Now with 2 on and 2 outs, the 8th hitter comes up, left fielder Paige Qualia. And there's going to be a conference between Mark Homer, the third base coach, and the head coach, coaches third base during the offense for Attleboro, and his batter, Paige Qualia. Runner still on second and third, now with 2 outs. 3 runs in for Attleboro here in the first inning. They've had 4 hits. So after the conference is over, we're ready to go. Qualia, another one of their left-handed hitters. They've had, I think, 3 so far. And she stands in. Sophomore left fielder. Sacramento delivers. That rolls in, and Marley Allen with a nice stop again. 1-0. Two outs here in the visiting first. Sacramon's throw, it's low, 2-0. The 9th hitter is on deck, Mary Bosch. She's a senior right fielder. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0. 1 more wide of the mark, and the bases will be loaded for the 9th hitter in the lineup. And that would mean that Attleboro will have batted around here in the first inning. Here's the 3-0. And that's ball 4. Second walk delivered by Sacramento. So in fact, the Attleboro Big Blue has batted around, and here's the right fielder, Mary Bosch. Senior will bat from the right side. Sacramento trying to retire the side here in the first. And that's a low, 1-0. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. And 4 hits. 1 ball and no strikes. That's rolled in, and nice stop again by Allen. 2-0. Sacramento, trouble finding the plate. Bosch stands in. Here it is. That's swung on and fouled back to the screen. 2-1. Might have been a little bit high, but Bosch went after the 2-0 pitch. Had a good rip at it. Bases loaded here in the visiting first. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here it is. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 2-2. Sacramone stares in to Allen. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. The payoff pitch coming. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch in this game. Sacramone with the pitch. Swung on and missed. She retires the side on strikeouts. That was the big one. She does give up 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left. After 1/2 inning of play, Attleboro Big Blue 3 and the Franklin Panthers coming to bat. Franklin lineup will be this way. Ella Weston, a sophomore shortstop, will lead off. The second hitter will be senior third baseman Katie Dowley. The third hitter will be junior first baseman Sarah Buzang. The cleanup hitter is senior second baseman Carly Johnson Pellegri. The fifth hitter is junior catcher Marley Allen. The sixth hitter is sophomore pitcher Sophia Sacramone. The seventh hitter is sophomore right fielder Sierra O'Brien. The eighth hitter is sophomore designated player Addie Weiss. And the ninth hitter is junior center fielder Sophie Arena. The flex player in left field for the Panthers is Brooke Benetti. So Benetti is playing in left. She will not bat. And for Benetti, she is a sophomore. So Franklin with 2 seniors, 3 juniors, 4 sophomores in the lineup. Talking to Coach Brianna Stewart before the game, she indicated that she lost a whole bunch of players to graduation last year. I think it was 10 seniors who she lost to graduation, so she's young. It was 10 seniors, but she's been optimistic about the team. It's young. She told the team now with their record of 4-5, now is the time at the middle of the season to start playing their best softball and peak at the right time. That was her message to her team. So in the circle for Attleboro will be Jenna Callahan. She's a sophomore, right-handed pitcher. And stepping up for the Panthers is shortstop sophomore Ella Weston. Weston bats from the right side. Franklin in a 3-0 hole. Everybody in the lineup batted in the first inning. And that's a ball. Everybody batted in the first inning for Attleboro. 3 came across, 4 hits. 1-0 to Ella Weston. Brilliant sunshine here in Franklin. The pitch is popped up down the right field line. Second baseman goes over and makes the one-handed catch. That's Eby. Emily Eby with the catch. So 1 out. Nobody on. This brings the second hitter in the lineup for Franklin to the plate. Senior third baseman Katie Dowley. Also a right-handed hitter. Callahan, the sophomore pitcher. In the circle, third baseman way in close. Dowley fakes the bunt, draws the third baseman Moran even closer. 1 ball and no strikes to Dowley. Callahan's pitch swung on, and that's popped up to first base area, foul territory. First baseman Parent makes the play. 2 pop-ups, 1 to second and 1 to third. That was a foul ball. And now the third hitter for the lineup in the lineup for Franklin, junior first baseman Sarah Buzang, also a right-handed hitter. 2 up and 2 down here in the home first. Buzang, the first baseman, stands in. Pitches a ball a little bit inside, maybe a bit high. 1-0 to Buzang. Panthers 4-5 on the season. 4-3 in the Hockomock League. Against Attleboro, 4-4 overall, 3-3 in the Hockomock. Pitch is wide, 2-0 on Buzang. The on-deck circle is the Panther cleanup hitter, senior second baseman Carly Johnson Pellegri. 2-0 to Buzang. popped up again. This is going to go out to right field. Bosch is there, and she makes the catch. 3 in the air for Franklin. 2 pop-ups in the infield and 1 to the right fielder. And Franklin goes down in the first with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 1 complete, it's Attleboro 3 and Franklin nothing. Taking a look at the schedule and results so far for Franklin. They opened with a win here at home on the road at OA, 12-3. Then they lost to King Philip. Shortened game, 5 innings, 13-0 because of the differential. Then they lost here to Foxborough, 5-3 in 8 innings. So extra innings there. Franklin losing it in extra. Then they lost here against Taunton, a strong Taunton team, 10-1. Then they won at Sharon, 15-2. They lost at Walpole, 10-0. They lost here against Braintree, 17-6. Then they won their last 2 over North Attleboro at North Attleboro, and here against, that was 11-3. And then the next one was home against Canton, and that was a 9-4 victory for the Panthers. That was 2 days ago. So here we go to the second inning. And it's again the top of the order because Attleboro batted around in the first. So Callahan stands in, the pitcher. She doubled loudly and scored in the first inning. The first 3 players were on, and the first 3 players scored. Double, single, double. They're adjusting the third base bag. And Sacramone will try to limit the traffic here in the second inning. Everybody was on in the first, just about everybody it seemed. Pitches a changeup, and that's high. 1-0 for Jenna Callahan, the sophomore. That's hit hard to second, fielded there nicely by Johnson Pellegri, and she throws her out. Nice play by Johnson Pellegri. 1 up and 1 down here in the second inning. Here's the catcher, Riley Camacho. She singled and scored in the first inning. Riley from the right side. Sacramone's pitch. His ball, 1-0, called low by the home plate umpire, Cashionne. Pitch is low again, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Tony Lee is the base umpire, Steve Cashionne at home plate. Pitch is popped up behind the screen, and that hits the baseball first base dugout. It's the visitor's side for baseball here at Franklin. 2 balls and 1 strike to Riley Camacho. Sacramone in the circle, delivers high and away, 2-1. Sorry, 3-1 on Camacho. 3 balls and 1 strike. Sacramone has walked 2, both in the first inning. 3-1 home is ball 4. There's her 3rd walk of the game, and Camacho is on for the 2nd time. So she'll go down to first, and the 3rd hitter in the lineup will be their shortstop, the freshman Lola Ronayne. She doubled and knocked in 2 in the first inning. Lola Ronayne, freshman. Sacramone with the runner off first. It's a ball, 1-0. So Sacramone with 3 walks now and 1 in a 3rd inning. Pitch is a strike. Nice pitch. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. That's popped up down the first base line, and it's going to be just over the fence. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lola Ronayne. 3-0 in the visiting 2nd inning. Ronayne stands in, behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is popped up. This is going to the second baseman, Johnson Pellegri. She's got it. So he's got an assist and a putout in this inning, does Johnson Pellegri. And there's 2 outs and 1 on, and here comes the cleanup hitter, Victoria Parent. She walked, got as far as third, and was stranded there in the first inning. 2 outs now. Parent at the plate. It's a little bit low. 1-0. Camacho was on first base. She had walked. Pitch is low. There goes Parent. The throw down, and she is safe. Stolen base for Riley Camacho. Good throw by Allen. Just a little bit late. And it's 2-0 on Parent. Camacho now in scoring position. Sacramone delivers. That's a strike right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sacramone trying to get out of this. It's low. 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike. That's hit deep to left field. Left center field, and the center fielder comes over and makes the play. Arena with the play. Beautiful catch there by Sophie Arena to retire the side on the long drive to center field. No runs here in the visiting second. No hits, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of 2, it's Attleboro 3 and Franklin nothing. That was a much better inning for Sacramone than the first. She had 6 runners reach on the first inning. Here only 1 in the second. And she gets a ground out, a pop out, and a line drive on a very nice catch there by Sophie Arena. So here we go to the home second. And Franklin will have 4, 5, and 6. They went down 1, 2, and 3 in the bottom of the second. So it'll be Johnson Pellegri, Marley Allen, and Sophia Sacramone. Trying to solve the right-handed offerings of sophomore Jenna Callahan. Looking at the Attleboro results on the season, they opened at Mansfield with a win, 6-0. Then they opened at home against Stoughton. They won that one 7-2. Then they lost home versus KP 13-0. They won at OA 8-4. They lost home to Norton, non-conference game 13-0. They lost at Taunton 15-3, and they won at Seekonk 8-7 non-conference game, and they lost to Foxborough at Attleboro last game 6-5. So Johnson Pellegri stands in from the right side. The senior digs in. Bottom of the second. Wind blowing pretty strong here. And Johnson Pellegri hits one deep to left field, but foul. 0-1. Callahan gets the signal from Camacho. The pitch is a strike, 0-2 on Carly Johnson Pellegri. Callahan ahead, delivers high and away. 1-2. Friday afternoon based softball here from Franklin. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch That's away. 2-2 now. So Johnson Pellegrini was down 0-2. Now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marley Allen, the catcher, waits on deck. Panthers looking for their first base runner of the game. Pitch is away, 3-2. Johnson Pellegrini had a notion but backed off. Callahan toes the rubber. Here it is. It's hit deep to left field. Left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Nice play by Quaglia, who made the catch there. That's Paige Quaglia. So we'll call it a line out to left. 4 up and 4 down in the Franklin lineup. Here's Marley Allen, the junior catcher. All 4 outs by the Panthers have been in the air. 2 pop-ups and 2 to the outfield. Here's Callahan's pitch. That's a strike. Sophia Sacramone, the pitcher, waits next. Pitch fouled back. 0-2 to Allen. She looks down to her coach at third, head coach Brianna Stewart. Brianna, Bridgewater State graduate. KP graduate as well before that. Pitches away and high. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marley Allen. Pitch is hit on the ground, foul. We've had no ground ball outs by Panther batters so far. Still very early on, second inning, 1 out. Attleboro maintaining their 3-0 lead. The wind is blowing in from right to home. 1-2 is popped up right around home plate. The catcher going for it and drops it. So that's going to be an error on the catcher. Foul ball. And Allen will have another chance at it. One ball and 2 strikes. One out here in the home second. Callahan toes the rubber. In winds. Popped up. Going to short right field. Second baseman back there, and she makes the catch. So a pop out to second. Again, all the Franklin outs have been in the air. Here's the 6th hitter in the lineup for Franklin. Sophomore Sophia Sacramone. Sacramone, the pitcher. Callahan gets a visit from Quaglia. I'm sorry, from Moran. Sacramone swings and misses on the first pitch, 0-1. Moran is the third baseman for Attleboro. She came in with a quick word in the circle with Callahan. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the home second. The pitch. 1-1. On deck, the right fielder for Franklin in the 7th in the lineup, Sierra O'Brien, the center fielder. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's hit in the air again. Down the first base line. It's going foul. It's not going to be caught. Foul ball. It's a long strike for Sophia Sacramone. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jenna Callahan, sophomore pitcher for Attleboro, delivers. That's just fouled. Hit the umpire on a bounce. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sophia Sacramone, the pitcher, bats 6th. Callahan stares in and delivers. Just high, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sacramone. 3-0 Attleboro, bottom of the 2nd. The pitch. 3-2 now. Franklin looking to get its first runner on base. Attleboro's had 7 base runners through 2. Here's the payoff pitch. That's low, and there's the first runner. So Sacramone draws the walk. Nice earned walk there for Sacramone. And here's Sierra O'Brien, the 7th in the lineup for for Brianna Stewart. And Sierra O'Brien, the sophomore right fielder, will be the first left-handed batter to bat against Callahan here today. Pitch is high and away, 1-0 on O'Brien. Addie Weiss, the designated player, hits in the 8th hole, awaits on deck. 1-0. Sacramone on first. It's foul, popped up, going towards the out-of-bounds territory and over the screen for a foul ball strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sierra O'Brien. Sierra O'Brien, the sophomore, wears the number 5 on her Panther uniform. 1-1. Pitch, O'Brien loops it hard into right field. That's a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. O'Brien around first. Here comes Sacramone. She's going to score, and it's a triple for Sierra O'Brien. A triple and an RBI for O'Brien. 3-1. What a beautiful hit. Line drive all the way to the fence. And Sacramone scores. So the walk hurt Callahan. First hit of the game, first run of the game. And now the 8th hitter, Addie Weiss, is up. She's the sophomore designated player. 3-1. Pitch is high. And now O'Brien is the one dancing off third base. A ringing triple for Sierra O'Brien, only a sophomore. One of four starting sophomores in the lineup for Coach Stewart. That's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Addie Weiss. The 9th hitter is on deck, junior center fielder Zophie Arena. 1 ball and 1 strike. Callahan delivers. That's hit, looped into left field. The left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Paige Qualia made the catch on a line drive to left. So Franklin is still not with any recorded outs via the ground, all but in the air. They get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. After 2 complete, it's Attleboro 3 and Franklin 1. So we move to the 3rd, and Attleboro will have 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup at the plate here in their 3rd trip, the 3rd inning, I should say, on offense. It'll be Emily Eby, Madison Moran, and Nina Sullivan, 5, 6, and 7. Sacramone settled down quite a bit in the 2nd inning after a tough start. She retired 3 of the 4 batters she faced. And now Eby will stand in. She took a called strike for the first out of the game, really, in the 1st inning. So she'll be up there against the offerings of Sacramone. Sacramone has scored a run. Both pitchers have scored a run for their respective teams. Callahan, and now Sacramone. So Eby, the left-handed batter, the junior second baseman, will stand in. We move to the top of the third. 7 innings, regulation. If it's tied, extra innings after that. No courtesy runner. We play it straight, not like MLB. And the pitch is rolled in. Ball slipped out of the hand of Sacramone. It rolled in for a ball. 1-0 to Emily Eby. Spells her last name E-B-Y, pronounces it Eby. One of 2 juniors in the starting lineup for Mark Homer. And that's a ball, 2-0. Top of the third here in Franklin. 59 degrees. Kind of windy. Pitch is outside, 3-0. Sacramone with 3 walks in the first 2 innings. Behind Eby, 3-0. And that's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. The singling Madison Moran is on deck. Pitch is hit to left field down the line. Foul ball. Foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Eby. So Sacramone has come back from a 3-0 hole to make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here it is. And that's popped up. Coming right behind. And it hits the screen again, just nicked the screen as Allen came back for it. And the count will hang at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's the 3rd foul ball that's come close to yours truly. And I've ducked each time. Three balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the 3rd. 5th hitter in the lineup, Emily Eby. The 3-2 home is rolled in there for ball 4. The 4th walk delivered by Sacramone.
Up next, the 3rd baseman, number 17.
2 in the 1st inning, 1 in the 2nd, now 1 here in the 3rd. Here's Madison Moran, the junior 3rd baseman. She singled and was left stranded at second base in the 1st inning. 4 hits for Attleboro, 1 for Franklin so far. Pitch is high and away, ball 1. 1-0. The wind may pick up the wind sound in the microphone, blowing pretty strong from right field to home plate. Ball is kicked around. There goes the runner. Eby, no throw. Wild pitch. Looking at the right field line, it's 218 to the fence right down the line. You're going to have to hit it harder than that to get one out here today, especially to right field. The wind blowing in. Here's the 2-0 home. That's hit to the right field. It's going to be dropping in for a base hit. Fielded out there by O'Brien, and she's going to hold the runner. Runners on the corners on the 2nd straight single for Moran.
Next, the center fielder, number 1.
So it's 2 on, no outs here in the visiting 3rd. Here's Nina Sullivan, the sophomore center fielder. Sullivan struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Runners on the corners. Pitch is rolled in. Moran danced off first but did not go. 1-0 on Sullivan. She's the 7th hitter in the lineup for Attleboro. 3-1, Big Blue. Low again. 2-0, so Sacramone with control issues. She walked 4 here. Behind 2-0, nobody out. Runners on the corners, 1st and 3rd in the 3rd. The pitch, ball 3. 3-0. Here's the 3-0 home. That's ball 4. So another walk. The bases are loaded with no outs. 5th walk in the game.
Next, the left fielder, number 4, Paige Quaglia.
So here's Paige Qualia standing in. She walked in the first inning, and all the infielders come in for a conference with their pitcher into the circle. Sophia Sacramone, Eby on third, Moran on second, and Sullivan on first. No outs here in the visiting third. 3-1 Attleboro. Paige Qualia, left-handed hitting left fielder at the plate, a sophomore. Sacramone's pitch is low. Sacramone also a sophomore. Soft against soft here in this encounter. 1-0 on Qualia. The pitch, ball 2, 2-0. So 5 walks and 3 strikeouts so far for Sacramone. 2-0, no place to put Paige Qualia. Pitch is high, 3-0. Qualia ducked under it, but it was off the plate for sure. 3-0 now. Qualia, the 8th hitter in the lineup, stands in. The 3-0 home is ball 4. That's going to force in a run. So a walk, the 6th of the game. An RBI for Qualia.
Up next, the right fielder, number
And it's
22,
4-1.
Mary Bosch.
Coming in was Eby. The other runners advanced to third and second, and Qualia down to first. Here's Mary Bosch, the 9th hitter. She struck out in the first inning. Pitch home is rolled in. Allen makes the stop. 4-1. Here in the third. The pitch. Ground ball towards shortstop. They're going to go over to first with it in time on a nice play by the Panthers. Making the play was
Next, the pitcher, number
was
3,
Weston.
Jenna Callahan.
So 6-3 on the out, 1 out. Another run comes in. That's Moran, makes it 5-1. The other runners advance to second and third now with 1 out. And this is the leadoff hitter, Jenna Callahan. She doubled and scored and then grounded out to second in the second inning. She's been up every inning. This is her third. Pitches a ball. 1-0. 5-1 is the score. First base is open to the left-handed batter Callahan that rolls in, and Allen with the stop. 2-0. Jenna Callahan, their pitcher, the leadoff hitter, stands in from the left side. The pitch, and that's ball 3. 3-0. 3-0 home. That's a strike. Callahan put the bat across the plate. Didn't matter. It was right down the middle. 3-1 on Callahan. Sophia Sacramone with the delivery. And that's low. That's the 7th walk of the game. The bases are reloaded. Reloaded for the second hitter in the lineup for Attleboro, their catcher. Riley Camacho singled in the first and scored, then walked and stole a base, but was stranded at second in the second inning. Right-handed batter. Bases loaded now with only 1 out. Sacramone's pitch. Ball is called. One ball and no strikes to the second hitter in the lineup, Riley Camacho, the catcher. Here's the pitch. That's hit to the shortstop. It's booted. There was some contact with the runner, but no call on the play. So I think an error is going to be called. The run scores. Tough call there.
Next up,
It looked like
number 10,
the
Lola
shortstop, Weston, had some trouble with the base runner. Sullivan scored. Qualia to third. Callahan to second. And Camacho to first. 6-1. Pitch is fouled, so no balls and 1 strike on Lola Ronayne. She doubled and knocked in 2 in the first inning, then popped out to second in the second. The pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's an unofficial error. I'm not sure exactly what the official ruling would be. Pitch is rolled in, gets away. Here comes the runner in, and she's going to score on the wild pitch. So Quelia scores. The other runners move up. It's 7-1 on the wild pitch. Down to third goes Callahan. Down to second goes Camacho. And here's a high drive to deep right field. Back is O'Brien. She makes the catch. The runners will tag. The throw is going to come to second base. And scoring on the play is Callahan. So another run on the sacrifice fly.
Up next, the first
Fly
baseman,
out to
number 18,
O'Brien. There's
Victoria
2 outs. And here's Victoria Parent. And once again, Attleboro has batted around. Here's Parent, the cleanup hitter, a walk and a line out to center field. 8-1 is the score now. 5 runs in. 2 outs now. Runner on third. The 1-0 pitch. That's a ball outside, 2-0. 8-1. 3 in the first, nothing in the second, and 5 in the third for Attleboro. Pitch home. That's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Victoria Parent, the senior first baseman, the cleanup hitter for Attleboro. Pitch is hit. It hits the batter. Hit by pitch. Parent tried to jump away but could not. So she'll go down the first. Emily Eby will be up for the second time this inning. Pinch runner down at first as Parent will be replaced. Conference between Brianna Stewart, the Franklin head coach, and the home plate umpire, Chris Criscione. So Eby stands in for the 3rd time, the 2nd time in this inning. She walked and scored to lead off the inning. 10th batter of the inning. Stewart is going to make some changes, and that's why she was meeting with the umpire. See if we can get the changes for you. The umpire is going to go to third to the coach, Mark Homer, who's the third base coach and their head coach. So we're going to have Sacramone replaced in the hill. And coming in to pitch is going to be senior right-hander Maddie Bergeron. So Bergeron will come in here. Bergeron will come in. With 2 outs, 2 on, runners on first and third. Bergeron will replace Sacramone. So Bergeron here in the third with 2 outs. And she'll face Eby. So Eby has struck out looking and walked and scored.
Now batting number 16, Emily Eby.
Eby from the left side. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. 5 in here in the 3rd inning. 8-1 Attleboro. Bergeron's first pitch of the game. That's a ball, and going down to second for the stolen base is going to be Parent's pinch runner there. Try to get you a player on that. Pitches a ball 1-0 to Eby. That's a strike. 1-1 to Eby. One ball and one strike from Bergeron. That's high and away. Try to get that pinch runner down in second. And it's Sylvana Bodecker. Pitch is looped to center field. It's going to be tough. The center fielder can't get to it. And the run is going to come in on a single. And the pinch runner Bodecker scores. Makes it 9-1. It's a hit for Eby. And coming in to score was the pinch runner.
Next, the third baseman, number 17, Madison Moran.
So it's 10-1. 2 came in on that. Camacho and the pinch runner Bodecker scored. 7-run inning in counting for Attleboro. It's the 11th batter. And that's looped to second base. Second baseman Johnson Pellegrini having trouble. She makes the catch. It ends the second inning. 7 runs on only 1 hit. 1 error. And nobody left. We move to the home third. It's 10-1. Attleboro with the lead. Big inning there for Big Blue. Twelve batters were at the plate in that inning. So we move to the home third. It's 10-1. And Callahan in the circle has given up 1 run on 1 hit. The triple by sophomore Sierra O'Brien. And she'll be in for her 3rd inning in the circle for Big Blue. And Franklin here in the 3rd will have 9, 1, and 2. It'll be Sophie Arena, Ella Weston, and Katie Dowley. Pete Royce with you from Franklin's beautiful softball diamond on the top of the hill here in the school complex. Chris Leverone, our producer and our director here today. Throw goes down to second base. Nice throw by Camacho, and ready to step in is Sophie Arena. Having a little bit of a conversation with Brianna Stewart, the head coach for the Panthers. This will be Arena's first trip to home plate. And Arena will stand in from the left side. Junior center fielder. Where's the number 2?
Panthers, number 2, Sophie Arena.
10-1 in the home third. Arena from the left side, the number 9 hitter against Jenna Callahan, the sophomore. And she runs up and fouls it. Little swinging play there. Try to maybe slap it down towards third. It's foul ball though. 0-1 on Sophie Arena. Franklin graduated 10 seniors from last year's team. They have 2 seniors in their starting lineup today. That's it. Pitch is a ball. Third baseman in very close. That's Moran. She is just a third of the way down to home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. She comes in further. That's a run up by Arena, but she takes the ball. 2-1 on the center fielder for Franklin. She has made a nice catch in the field earlier today. 10-1 in the third. Pitch is slapped at and fouled. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck we go to the top of the order, and Ella Weston. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the third baseman in tight. Pitch is outside. Callahan ran up. Arena ran up but did not swing at it. And so we go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Franklin needs a lot of base runners. Here's the payoff pitch. That's ball 4. So a good hard-earned walk by Sophie Arena. We go to the top of the order, and Ella Weston, she popped out to second back in the first inning. Oh, I'm sorry, they called that a strike. I'm sorry, they called that a strike. That is an out. So strikeout looking, I thought it might have been a little bit away, but they called it a strike. So there's 1 out and nobody on, and here's Weston. And she takes a strike. That is the first strikeout recorded by Jenna Callahan. So here's Weston, the sophomore shortstop, for the second time today here in the home third. And she hits one to short right, deep second base. Second baseman there makes the catch. That is Emily Eby with the catch. And twice today, Weston has popped out to the second baseman. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Katie Dowley. Dowley popped out to first base in the first inning. Dowley with a wide open stance from the right side. Here's Callahan's pitch. That's a strike. 0-1 on Dowley. Two on, 2 out, nobody on. And that's a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The third hitter is on deck for Franklin, Sarah Buzang, the first baseman. One and 1 to Katie Dowley. Pitch is grounded to short. That is Ronayne. Her high throw is off base. That's a base hit. I don't think she would have had her with a strong throw anyway. We're going to give her a hit. Tough play for Ronayne, and Dowley beats it out. So 2 outs, 1 on, and here's the third hitter in the lineup for Coach Brianna Stewart, Sarah Buzang. She flew out to right field in the first inning. And some housekeeping done out there by shortstop, tying a shoe which came a little bit untied, I guess. This is a pretty big repair to that shoelace out by second base. So 1 on, 2 outs here in the home third. It's 10-1 as Attleboro put up a 7 spot in the third inning. So the repair has been made and we're ready to play softball here. And Sarah Buzang stands in. One of 3 juniors in the starting lineup for Coach Brianna Stewart. Buzang from the right side, open stance. Callahan has given up 2 hits now. The pitch, that's outside and high, 1-0. To Buzang. 2-0. The umpire gave it a long look, said no. 2-0 on Sarah Buzang. Cleanup hitter Carly Johnson Pellegri waits on deck. Hitters count for Buzang. And she hits it deep to left field, way back there. This one's got a chance, and it's gone. A home run for Sarah Buzang. The crowd going crazy. A home run for Buzang. And she crosses home plate with 2 feet and is greeted by the whole team out from the dugout. It's 10-3. What a blast by Buzang. 2 RBIs. And it's 10-3. A blast to left field by Buzang. And here's Johnson Pellegri. She lined out to left field in the second inning. 10-3 now. A mighty swing by Sarah Buzang, and Johnson Pellegri fouls one over the screen. 0-1. So the RBIs today, a triple for Sierra O'Brien for the Panthers and a 2-run homer for Sarah Buzang. Nothing in one on Johnson Pellegri, the second baseman. That's a ball. 1-1 now on Johnson Pellegri. The fifth hitter in the lineup waits next. Marley Allen, the catcher. Callahan with the pitch home. That's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Johnson Pellegri. And the pitch. That's a strike. 2-2. Count even on Johnson Pellegri. 10-3 now. But how about the 7 spot put up by Attleboro in the top of this inning? 9 runs have been scored in this inning. 7 by Attleboro, 2 by Franklin. Pitch home is hit to deep left field. Left fielder going back and makes the catch. 2 strides in front of the wall. A long fly out by Johnson Pellegri, the third out of the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 3 complete, it's Attleboro 10 and Franklin 3. Well, that brought some excitement to the homestanding fans here. The 2-run blast by Sarah Buzang. Buzang, only a junior, puts one out of the ballpark. So we move to the 4th inning. And for Attleboro, after they put up 12 runners, 12 at-bats in the 3rd inning, they'll go to 8-9-1 to start the 4th. And Bergeron in relief for her second, now her first complete inning. She had retired 1/3 of an inning. Maddie Bergeron, senior. And she is a pitcher. I say that because some of the players play other positions, but Bergeron listed simply as a pitcher, and she's in relief for the first time to start an inning. She came in the previous inning with 2 outs and got the 3rd out. So we move to the 4th. And striding up from the left side is their center fielder, Nina Sullivan. She struck out swinging in the 1st, and then walked and scored in the big uprising in the 3rd inning. 1 of 7 runs to cross the plate for Attleboro.
Is the center fielder, number 1, Nina Sullivan.
So Sullivan will start it off here. And that's a strike called. 0-1 for Sullivan. Top of the 4th inning. 10-3, Attleboro with the lead. Here's the pitch. That's a bunt. It's going to be foul, and it'll stay foul. And Marley Allen makes sure of that. Two strikes on Nina Sullivan. And she pops one up. The second baseman, Johnson Pellegrini, with the putout. One up and one down here in the visiting fourth inning.
Next, the left fielder, number 4.
Now
Paige
sophomore
Quaglia.
left fielder Paige Quaglia steps in. She's walked twice and scored once. She'll also bat from the left side here in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 to Paige Quaglia. The ninth hitter on deck is Mary Bosch. Maddie Bergeron in the circle. She throws a line drive caught by the third baseman, Dowley. Katie Dowley handles it. 2 up and 2 down here in the fourth inning.
Next, the right fielder, number 22, Mary Bosch.
So this is the best start in any inning for Franklin pitching to retire the first 2 batters of an inning. And here's Bosch. She struck out in the first and grounded out in the third. Takes it high and away, 1-0 on Bosch. And the wind and the 1-0. That swung on and missed by Bosch. 1-1. One. Bunt. It's foul. 1-2. 1-2 for Mary Bosch. Bergeron delivers, just getting a piece of it is Bosch. And the count hangs at, scoreboard says 2-2. I might have missed a pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Mary Bosch. 2 up and 2 down so far here in the visiting fourth. The pitch, strike 3. A nice inning from Maddie Bergeron. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, no left. In the middle of the fourth, it's Attleboro 10 and Franklin 3. Ten to 3. Franklin will have to try to claw its way back. It did get 2 on the home run by Buzang that inning, the previous inning. The fans here are enjoying some music as we go to the bottom of the fourth. And for Franklin, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 in this inning. Marley Allen, Sophia Sacramone, and Sierra O'Brien. We think Sacramone has stayed in the game. We'll verify that when the second hitter comes up. So Jenna Callahan in on her 4th inning of relief. She's given up 3 runs and 3 hits. 1 error behind her. She has the big lead, 10 to 3 in the middle of the fourth. Friday afternoon softball from Franklin's softball field on the top of the campus. The big inning was the third for Attleboro, but they pushed across 7 runs. They got 3 in the first. Franklin with 1 in the second and 2 in the third. See if the bats can come alive. Sacramone indeed is on deck, so I believe she's playing center field now. So a high five to Marley Allen by her coach, Brianna Stewart, and Marley Allen will stand in. Allen popped out to second base in the second inning. Allen, the catcher, a junior, steps into the box. Callahan, the sophomore pitcher for Attleboro. Her pitch, ground ball foul, and dancing out of the way of it was Brianna Stewart. sure she's fielded a few grounders in her day. The Bridgewater State University graduate. 0-1 on Marley Allen. Callahan stares in and winds. It's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch is nubbed on top of the Franklin dugout for a strike. Allen, Sacramone, and O'Brien scheduled up the first 3, 1 and 2 right now on Allen. She hits one deep down the left field line. This is way out there, and it just curves foul. Might have had home run length. I don't know. It was close, but foul and out of play. Count hangs at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marley Allen. Jenna Callahan throws a ball, 2-2 on Allen. Allen, good catcher for Franklin. He's dug a few balls out of the dirt here today when she's been behind the plate. Here's the 2-2. That's outside, 3-2 on Allen. So a full count for the leadoff hitter in the home 4th for Franklin. And the pitch. In the hole for a base hit. A nice hit between third and short. Single for Allen. The 4th hit for the Panthers, and this will bring up Sophia Sacramone. She started in the circle, but then went out to center field.
Batting next, number 20, Sophia Sacramone.
So leadoff runner on first with nobody out, and here's Sacramone. She walked and scored in the second inning.
Marley Allen is Olivia Ross.
So a pinch runner for Allen. It's Olivia Ross down at first base. Ross pinch running for Allen. Ross is a freshman. And a conference in the circle now. First baseman comes over, Parent. Third baseman is over as well, Moran. Now they leave Callahan to herself out there. With 1 on and no outs in the home 4th. 10-3, Attleboro with the lead. Pitch is swung on and missed. Nice rip by Sacramone. For Franklin, Sacramone is the 6th hitter in the lineup. That's away, 1-1 on Sacramone. Waiting to hit next is Sierra O'Brien. She launched a triple in the second inning with an RBI to boot on that play. Sacramone takes it outside, 2-1. Sophia waves the blue bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ross, the pinch runner, on first base. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is swung on and missed by Sacramone. Looked like she was trying to go to right field with that. And it's 2-2. Ross off first. Here's the pitch. High, 3-2. Panthers definitely need some traffic. Remember, on deck is O'Brien. She launched a triple in the second inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch by Callahan. Her second strikeout of the game, first out of this inning. And with 1 on and 1 out, Sierra O'Brien stands in from the left side. Now, let's check that here. It's going to be a conference. Mark Homer, the coach, Goes out to the circle, brings in his whole infield. Big conference there. So a pause in the action here in the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be O'Brien at the plate. She launched a long triple to right field, right down the line. It rolled all the way to the 218 mark. She made it around to third, and on the play, Sacramone, who had walked, scored.
Number 5, Kira O'Brien.
So Sierra O'Brien stands in from the left side. One on, it's the pinch runner Ross. One out here in the bottom of the fourth, 10-3. Attleboro with the lead. That's a strike to O'Brien. One of 4 sophomores in the starting lineup for Franklin. Remember, they lost 10 seniors to graduation. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, 1-1. Callahan outside, gets away, and going down to second is Ross, and she'll make the turn and stay there on the wild pitch. I'm assuming it's a wild pitch, maybe a pass ball, I'm not sure. Unofficial, call it a wild pitch. It's 2-1 on O'Brien. Runner in scoring position now. And that's ball 3 to O'Brien. On deck will be the 8th hitter in the lineup, Addie Weiss. 3 balls and 1 strike, a good hitting count for Sierra O'Brien. And she takes a strike. 3-2 now. Took 1 step towards first. The umpire said that's a strike. Count is full on Sierra O'Brien. Pitch is lined into right field. It gets by the right fielder. That's going to go to the, no, it's going to go and be tracked down, but not before the pinch runner Ross scores, makes it 10-4. Another single and another RBI. 2 RBIs for O'Brien. She's 2 for 2, a triple and a single. Ross, the pinch runner, scored, makes it 10-4. With 1 out and 1 on, here's Addie Weiss. The designated player and the sophomore stands in. She lined out to left field in the 2nd inning. 10-4 now. What a day for O'Brien. 2 RBIs on 2 hits, a triple and a single. And here's a ground ball. A third is picked up there. They're going to go to first, and the runner is called out. The first base coach thought maybe the runner was pulled off, but the first baseman parent stayed on it long enough. And the runner goes down to second, O'Brien, but it's the 2nd out of the inning. And here's Sophie Arena, the 9th hitter. She struck out looking in the 3rd. 10-4, runner in scoring position. On the play, O'Brien went down to second, but there's 2 outs now for O'Brien, the 9th hitter. Bats from the left side. Pitch is rolled in for a ball, 1-0. Franklin with 1 run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 so far in the 4th. Runner in scoring position, but 2 outs. Pitch hits the bat. She tried to check her swing, but it hit the bat of Arena, and that's a strike. 1-1 on Sophie Arena, junior center fielder. O'Brien on second base. The wind has shifted now, blowing from home towards right. Pitch is wild, pass ball. That's going to go down to the backstop, and O'Brien's going to get to third. 2-1. Yeah, the wind was blowing from right to home. It's now blowing from home towards first base. 2-1 on Arena. Ball 3. 3-1. 10-4 the score. Again, the big inning was a 7-run third inning for Attleboro. Wind howling here at Franklin's Field. The 3-1 home. That's a strike, 3-2 now. Ella Weston, the leadoff hitter, awaits on deck. The 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. That's a strikeout. So 2 Ks in the inning, 3 in the game for Callahan. So the Panthers that inning get 1 run, one run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We played 4 from Franklin, and the score is Attleboro 10 and Franklin 4. So an interesting game for the Panthers. They're trying to claw their way back, but when you give up 7 1 inning, it's a tough road to hoe. And Maddie Bergeron now still in the circle in relief, going through her warm-up tosses. Throw down, and here we go, ready to play in the 5th inning. And for Attleboro will be 1, 2, and 3. Callahan will lead it off, followed by Camacho, then Ronayne. Callahan, the pitcher, leads off, has a double, a ground out, and a walk. She scored twice.
Leading off for the Bombardiers, the pitcher, number 3, Jenna Callahan.
So Callahan stands in for the 4th time, 2 official plate appearances. She scored twice. Left-handed batter. We begin the 5th. Bergeron is low and away for ball 1. 1-0. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. Johnson Pellegri with a nice play on a hard hit ball by Callahan. Twice Callahan has grounded out to second. 4 batters in a row, make it 5 in a row retired by Maddie Bergeron. And here's Camacho. She singled and scored in the first, walked and stole a base in the second, stranded there, and then reached on an error and scored in the 3rd inning. Pitch is low, in the dirt, 1-0 on Riley Camacho. Bergeron with the wind. Pitch is hit towards short. Picked up there nicely by Weston. Her throw to first, dug out beautifully by Buzang.
Next, the shortstop.
2 up and 2 down. 6 in a row retired by Franklin pitching. The last out of the 3rd, and then 3 in a row in the 4th, and 2 in a row here in the 5th. 6 straight. Pitch is a ball, 1-0 on Lola Ronayne, the freshman shortstop. Doubled and scored in the first, popped out in the second, hit a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. She has 3 RBIs. 3 of their 10 runs knocked in by Lola Ronayne. 2-0 on Lola, the 3rd hitter in the lineup for Attleboro. Pitch is fouled down the first base side behind in the stands and behind the Franklin dugout. 2 outs in the visiting 5th. Pitch is a ball, 3-0. Franklin at one time trailed in this game 10-1. There's a pop-up It's going to go out towards right center field. The right fielder cannot make the play, and it's going to drop in. And that's going to be in there for, I'm not sure how to call it, perhaps a double. We'll call it a double. And here's Victoria Parent. Parent with a walk in the first. She's the cleanup hitter. Stranded at third. A line out to center fielder in the second. Hit by a pitch in the third. She scored 1 run. So that breaks the string of 6 straight retired by Bergeron. And here's Parent. Pinch runner out there for Attleboro. Down at second base. Try to identify her for you. Let's see here. Yep. Believe for Big Blue, it is Sophie Borges. So here we go with 2 outs in the visiting 5th, 10-4. Attleboro with the lead. Here's Parent at the plate. Pitch is hit hard to short, backhanded play by Weston. Her throw is beautiful. 2 assists for Weston in that inning. And nothing across. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're in the middle of the 5th. It's 10-4 Attleboro. Bergeron has come on in relief and has looked pretty good. So in the bottom of the 5th, Franklin will have the top of the order. It'll be Weston, Dowley, and Buzang. Against Jenna Callahan, the sophomore, who's gone the route so far for Big Blue of Attleboro High, the old Hockomock rival of the Panthers. And Callahan's given up 4 runs and 5 hits, but has a big lead. So we roll on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Franklin against Attleboro. Franklin with a slight edge in the Hockomock standings right now, 4-3. Attleboro is 3-3. So Franklin may, if they come back with a big rally, they could be 5-3. Or if they lose, it'll be Attleboro at 4-3 and Franklin at 4-4. Pretty close in the middle of the pack in the Hockomock standings for Franklin and Attleboro. So leading off here in the home 5th will be Ella Weston.
Number 10, Ella Weston.
Weston popped out to second in the 1st inning and popped out to second in the 3rd inning. 2 for 2 on pop-ups to Emily Eby down at second. Callahan stares in for her first pitch of the 5th inning, and here it is. And that's a strike. 0-1 on Weston. Pitches away. After today, Franklin, let's see what their next scheduled game will be. Then we'll give you the next Attleboro game. Franklin will play on Monday, pitches a ball. They'll be home. No, they'll be on the road at Mansfield. Old rival with the Hornets. Monday, 3:45 at Mansfield. And Attleboro will be at Sharon on Monday, 3:45 there. There's a line drive in for a base hit. And Weston gets her first hit. Single over the shortstop's head. Franklin gets its 6th hit of the game. And here's Dowley stepping in. She had a single in the 3rd inning and scored. She also popped out in the first baseman in the 1st inning. Dowley stands in from the right side. 10-4. Panthers trying to claw back. Pitch is a strike. The throw down to first. And back down safely with the slide. Head first is Ella Weston. So Weston with a hit, Dowley with a hit, Buzang with a home run, Allen with a single, O'Brien with a single. I believe those are your 5 hits for the Panthers. I'm sorry, O'Brien with a triple and a single. Six hits now for Franklin. 0-2 to Katie Dowley. Pitch. Ground ball to third, fielded there by Moran. Her throw to first is in time for the out. Nice play, and on the play, Weston advances to second.
Batting next, the first baseman, number 7, Sarah Buzang.
Buzang stands in. She launched a long home run in the third inning, a 2-run shot, and she flew out to right field in the first inning. 2 RBIs for the junior first baseman for the Panthers. 1 out, 1 in scoring position for Buzang. Buzang taps one. That's a ground ball foul. It stays foul. Catcher Camacho picks it up. 0-1 on Buzang, and the catcher picks up the bat of Sarah Buzang. Just a little bit of sportsmanship there. On deck, the cleanup hitter for Franklin, who twice has gone out to left field, Johnson Pellegri. 0-1 on Buzang. The pitch. It's high, 1-1. Big leadoff second on the throw to the plate by Weston, but she's back. 1-1 on Sarah Buzang. Pitch is high and away, 2-1 on Sarah. Franklin overall in the season 4-5. Attleboro 4-4. Wind now blowing from third to first. Pitch is fouled off behind home plate, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Buzang. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Buzang hits one hard to short. It's fielded cleanly. The throw in time for the out. Throw to third and back there in time. So out recorded by the shortstop, Ronayne. 2 outs on the play. Weston went to third. And here's Carly Johnson Pellegri, the second baseman, the senior, lined out to left in the second, flew out to left in the third. Runner on third. And Mark Homer, the coach, will have a visit in the circle with his team. The whole infield in and the catcher in there. Big conference. 2 outs in the home fifth. 10-4, Attleboro with the lead. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV and our Franklin Pride TV YouTube channel. Scoring was this way. Franklin gave up 3 in the first and 7 in the third. Those are the 10 runs for Attleboro. Franklin spread out its 4, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. They have a runner on at third now with 2 outs for Johnson Pellegri. Johnson Pellegri, the senior, second baseman. Weston's uniform covered with dust as she stands down at third base. Callahan's gone the route so far for Attleboro in her first pitch to Johnson. Pellegri line to center field. A wicked shot right at the center fielder, and Sullivan makes the play. A wicked liner to center, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We have played 5 complete here in Franklin, and after 5, it's Attleboro 10 and Franklin 4. That was probably the loudest hit of the game, but nothing to show for it for Johnson Pellegri. A wicked shot to center, and Sullivan played it perfectly, came in a step and hauled it in, to retire the side. So in the sixth for Attleboro, it'll be 5, 6, and 7, unless, well, there will be those slots in the order. We'll see if there's any pinch hitters. Otherwise, it'll be Eby, Moran, and Sullivan. And Maddie Bergeron's done a fine job in relief for the Panthers. She came on with 1 out in the third and has given up no runs. She may have given up an inherited run in the third, or perhaps one of her own doing. And then the last out of the third, 3 straight in the fourth, 2 straight in the fifth, then a double and another ground out. So we move to the top of the sixth. Eby, Moran, and Sullivan. Eby, a junior, struck out looking in the first, walked and scored in the third, and singled in the third as well. They put 12 runners at the plate, did the Attleboro Big Blue team in the third inning. Pitch is ground ball back to Bergeron. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Bergeron fielding her position well. And here is Moran as Eby is retired. 1 out in the sixth. Moran singled twice and popped out. She was up twice in the third inning, a single and a pop out. She scored 1 and knocked in 1. Bergeron's pitch is tapped foul. 1-1 on Madison Moran. She's a junior, a third baseman, played a nice third base for the Bombardiers. 1-1 on Moran and Bergeron with the pitch home. Here it is, swung on and popped up. It's going to go out of play. Hits the bleachers on a first row down there at first base. And they're going to put that ball right back into play. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Madison Moran. On deck is Nina Sullivan, sophomore center fielder. The 1-2 home. Swung on and fouled down the third base side. The count will hang at 1-2. Bergeron pitch, and that's strike 3 call. A little delayed call by Cristione, but he rings up Moran, and that's the second strikeout for Bergeron. 2 up and 2 down, and here's Sullivan. Sullivan struck out swinging in the first, walked and scored in the third, popped out in the fourth. She takes a ball. 10-4, top of the sixth inning. The wind at the moment has died down. Game time temperature was 59. There's a foul ball down the right field line that's going to make the netting over there in one of the extra fields. And let's see if that ball is going to come down. It's going to stay in the netting. How about that? Someone will need to figure a way to get that ball down. Pitch is a bunt. Bergeron cannot get to it. The first baseman does. The throw to the second baseman. First to second for the out. What a play by Buzang and Johnson Pellegri. Play goes 3-4. And it's 3 up and 3 down in the visiting sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's Attleboro 10 and Franklin 4. Nice play, heads-up play by Buzang, and she fielded it. A nice play by the second baseman, Johnson Pellegri, to get over to first and make the play. The umpire on the bases was Tony Lee. He made the call there, bang, bang play, but he called the runner Sullivan out. So we go to the bottom of the sixth. And Franklin will have in their order 5, 6, and 7. Allen, Sacramone, and O'Brien. Jenna Callahan has gone the route so far. This is into her 6th inning of pitching in the circle for Attleboro. Callahan, a sophomore. She has recorded 3 strikeouts, and she's walked 1 and given up 6 hits and 4 runs. But her team has given her a big boost with the 10 spot in the game. 7 runs in the 3rd inning. Since then, Attleboro has not scored. So they've been shut out the 4th, 5th, and 6th, but it's a 7-inning game, and those 7 runs count big time in the 3rd inning. So here we go in the home 6th. It's Marley Allen. She popped out in the 4th, popped out to the second baseman in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th, and up for her 3rd time. The RBIs for Franklin, a 2-run homer for Buzang and a 2-run triple for O'Brien. And here is Allen, the catcher for Franklin, the junior. She swings and pops it up. It's going to go to the second baseman, Eby, and Emily with the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Next up, the center fielder, number
And so
20,
Sacramone,
Sacramone.
who went from pitching to center field, is up for the 3rd time. She walked and scored in the 2nd and struck out swinging in the 4th. 1 out, nobody on here in the home 6th. Sacramone, the sophomore against the sophomore. Callahan, a bunt. It's a good one. 3rd baseman comes in to throw. It's wild. It hits the runner. And that's going to advance the runner, the base runner, Sacramone, down to 2nd. I call that a hit and an error.
Up next, the right fielder, number 5.
And Sacramone is on
O'Brien.
2nd, and this brings up O'Brien. She is 2 for 2, a triple down the right field line, a single down the right field line, 2 RBIs for the sophomore right fielder. Hits in the 7th slot for Coach Brianna Stewart. Franklin trying to inch closer. They have a runner in scoring position with 1 out in the 6th. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. O'Brien with such a beautiful left-handed swing. 1 of 4 sophomores in the starting lineup. 4 out of 9 sophomores for Franklin. Pitch is a ball, 2-0. Sacramone off second base now with 1 out in the 6th. The 2-0 home. It's ground ball in the hole. It's through for the 3rd hit. And the runner will stop at 3rd base. 3rd hit in a row for Sierra O'Brien with a beautiful stroke. A triple, a single, and a single. And here's the designated player, the 8th hitter in the lineup, Addie Weiss. She lined out to left field and grounded out to shortstop on a nice play by Ronayne. And Mark Homer, the coach, is going to be out again for another conference with his team. His infield, his pitcher, his catcher, everybody out there. 1 out. And it looks like
On the mound now for the
a
Bombardiers
new pitcher.
is number 10, Lola Ronayne.
A new pitcher. The shortstop is going to come in, the freshman Ronayne, and she's going to come in pitch. And we'll see where Callahan goes, but Ronayne pitching here with 1 out. So she's had no warm-ups because she was the starting shortstop. She's going to come in relief. And it looks like Sacramone is going to take her place, so they swap positions. Ronayne pitching and Callahan at shortstop. So 2 on and 1 out. Franklin trying to claw its way back. Addie Weiss, as we said, lined out to left in the 2nd, and on a play by Ronayne, who's now pitching at the shortstop position, she fielded it and threw out Weiss in the 4th inning. Looking at her warm-up tosses, many of them have been high and wide, causing Riley Camacho to jump to save them. Of course, that's practice. We'll see what Ronayne does in the game. She's a big player, stands tall in the circle. And here is Weiss. First and third, one out. Ronayne's first pitch. That's right down the middle, and a nice rip by Weiss. Foul back to the screen. 0-1 on Weiss. The ninth hitter on deck for Franklin is Sophie Arena, the junior center fielder. Weiss is the designated player, does not play in the field, at least not yet today. Here's the 1-0-1 home. Another strike. 0-2. Franklin with runners on the corners. One out. 10-4, Attleboro. Ronayne, her first batter. Pitch is line. What a play by the third baseman. Here comes the run home, and it's going to be safe. Sacramone scores, but the play by the third baseman, Moran, outstanding. It's 10-5. The run comes in on the throw down to first. No RBI. Weiss is retired. What a play by Moran. She was playing in a wicked hop. On one short hop, she fielded and threw over to Parent for the out. So one in, it's 10-5, and here is Arena. The runner on second now with 2 outs. Franklin was down 10-1. It's now 10-5, but they're running out of innings. Pitch. There's one of those high pitches that Ronayne was featuring in her warm-up tosses. Remember, she's the shortstop. No warm-ups for her. She was just brought in to pitch. Pitch is looped to second, hit to second. Again, the third baseman throws down. Moran doing an outstanding job at third base. And that's it. 3 outs. 1 run. 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. We go to the final inning of regulation. It's Attleboro 10 and Franklin 5. So in the 7th inning, it'll be 8-9-1 for Attleboro. They've been kept off the board since their big uprising in the 3rd inning when they played at 7. Nothing in the 4th, 5th, or 6th. And Franklin has had 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 6th. But that 7th spot really hurt them in the 3rd inning. So here we go with the 7th inning. Ten to 5. Maggie Bergeron in relief. Again, Franklin will play next at Mansfield on Monday. 3:45 game, Monday the 29th of April. And for Attleboro, they'll be at Sharon on Monday, also a 3:45 game. We move to the 7th inning, and Paige Quelia will bat. She is 0 for 1, a walk in the 1st, a walk and a run scored in the 3rd, and a line out to the 3rd baseman in the 4th. So Qualia will be up for the 2nd official time, although this is her 4th plate appearance. Maddie Bergeron in relief. Started with 2 outs in the 3rd inning, and here she is in the 7th. Qualia digs in. Qualia takes a strike. Qualia has a sister on the team, Emily, a junior. Paige is a senior. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's a line drive to left field. Left fielder comes over, falls down, and drops the ball. That's going to be an error on the left fielder. I believe that is Arena. It is Arena makes the error, so E7 on the play. Not an easy play, but I think it's one that she probably will say she should have had. Arena. And here's the ninth hitter in the lineup, Mary Bosch. She struck out in the first, grounded out in the third, and struck out in the fourth. And let's see if we have a pinch hitter here coming up for Attleboro. It's going to be Ariana Amaral. Amaral, the pinch hitter. Amaral stands in from the right side. Runner on second, no outs. Amaral batting for Bosch. Cristione, home plate umpire, dusts off the dish. And Amaral is up for the first time as a pinch hitter. Bergeron's pitch is high. 1-0 on Amaral. Ariana Amaral. She is a senior. Can play first base in the outfield. Swing and a miss. A nice long swing by Amaral. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on the pinch hitter. So a 2-base error by Arena. There's a ground ball to second. Johnson fields it nicely over to first for the out. 4-3, the pinch hitter Amaral is retired.
Up next,
1 out, 1 on in third. She went to third on the plate. Here's Jenna Callahan. Callahan for her 5th plate appearance, a double in the second and a run scored. A ground out in the second, a walk and a run scored in the third, and a ground out in the 5th. Both ground outs to the second baseman, Johnson Pellegrini. The ball hits off home plate and goes foul. 0-1 on Jenna Callahan, the pitcher, leadoff hitter. Runner on third. Franklin would like to keep her right there. That's Quelia. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, 1-1 on Jenna Callahan. Pitch is outside, 2-1 on Callahan. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Riley Camacho, their catcher. Pitch is a strike, 2-2. Callahan has scored 2 times in the leadoff position. The on-deck hitter Camacho has scored twice in the second batting position. Here's the pitch. That's high, 3-2. Bergeron has not walked a batter. I do not believe she's walked anybody. It's 3-2 on her opposing pitcher, Callahan. Pitches ground ball to third, it's foul. It's going to stay foul. Fielded over there by Buzang. And the count hangs at 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner down at third is Paige Qualia. Pitch, it hit the bat. She's trying to get out of the way, maybe try to just protect home plate, and she fouls it off down the third base line. Foul ball out of play. Count hangs at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. It's fouled again. Just getting a piece is Callahan. Just nicked it. And it stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 7th inning, 10-5. Franklin trailed 10-1. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bergeron's pitch. Ground ball to short. Picked up there nicely. The throw to first is complete, but the run does score. So Callahan gets the RBI on the ground out. The nice play by Weston. She's had a marvelous game at shortstop. So 2 outs, and coming into score was Qualia. Makes it 11-5. And here's Camacho. Camacho, a single in the first and a run scored. A walk, a stolen base, stranded in the second. Reached on an error and scored in the third. Grounded out in the 5th. Up for her 5th plate appearance, 4 official at-bats. And it's 0-1 on the catcher for Attleboro, Riley Camacho. Nobody on now with the run in, 11-5. Pitch is outside. 1-1 on Camacho. Franklin in the bottom of the 7th will have the top of the order. Weston, Dowley, and Buzang. Remember, Buzang has hit a 2-run homer today. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's a drive to center field. It's going to fall in front of Sacramone for a base hit for Camacho. Camacho with her second hit. She's reached base 4 out of 5 plate appearances. And here's Lola Ronayne, the shortstop turned pitcher. Ronayne a double and 2 RBIs in the first, pop out in the 4th to second, a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 3rd, and a double in the 5th. Pitch is out as low, 1-0. So Ronayne, 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly and 3 RBIs. 11-5 Attleboro. Here's the pitch. Center fielder Sacramone draws back and makes the play. So 3 outs, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Attleboro 11 and Franklin 5. So Franklin, other than the 7 spot in the 3rd, in the late innings, held Attleboro down to just that 1 run, which you just saw in the 7th inning. But overall, it's 11-5 Attleboro. Franklin needs 6 to keep this game alive here in the 7th inning. They will have the top of the order, Weston, Dowley, and Buzang. Franklin 4-5 on the season, 4-3 in the league. Attleboro 4-4 on the season, 3-3 in the league. And Ronayne will be still in the circle for Attleboro. She retired 2 batters in the bottom of the 6th inning. She got 2 ground outs, 2 beautiful plays by the 3rd baseman, Moran. Madison Moran, a junior 3rd baseman, outstanding in the hot corner for Coach Mark Homer and the Attleboro Blue Bombardiers. Bottom of the 7th. Last call for the Panthers unless they can put up a 6 spot to tie or 7 to win. And Weston digs in. Pop out in the 1st to second base. Pop out in the 3rd to second base and a single, and left stranded at 3rd in the 5th.
Panthers in the top of the 7th is the shortstop number 10, Ella Weston.
Weston stands in from the right side. So Attleboro breaks the circle huddle and they'll leave their pitcher out there. Ronayne, converted shortstop in this game. Lola Ronayne has had 3 RBIs and trying to close it out in the circle for Attleboro. Here's Weston. First pitch of the bottom of the 7th. That's a ball, 1-0. Pete Royce with you, Chris Leverone producing today's game. So glad you're with us, fans, here on Franklin TV and our YouTube channel, Franklin Pride TV. Pitches away, 2-0. The wind in the pitch, it's low, 3-0. Franklin needs base runners. They need a lot of them. 3 balls and no strikes to Weston to lead off the home 7th. That's a strike down the middle, 3-1. Dowley on deck. Ella Weston stands in. Pitch is grounded to the backstop, 3-2 now. So Ronayne has come back from an 3-0 count to make it 3-2 on the leadoff hitter for Franklin, shortstop Ella Weston, the sophomore. Three-two. Ground ball fielded by the pitcher, Ronayne, over to first. 1 out. Ronayne can do that well. She's a good shortstop. So 1-3 on the assist. 1 out in the 7th. And here's Katie Dowley. Dowley, a pop out to first in the first, a single in the third, and a run scored, and a ground out to third on a nice play by Moran. One of many by Moran. Pitch is a strike. Madison Moran doing the job at third base. 0-1 on Dowley. Buzang on deck. Pitch is ground ball off the glove of Moran at third. That's going to be a single on a hot shot. No real chance for Moran to make the play, though she's made some beautiful ones. That's going to go for a single for Dowley, her second hit of the game. And here's Buzang. She's homered in 3 plate appearances. A 2-run shot in the third inning, flew out to right in the first, and grounded to Ronayne, who's now pitching, back in the 5th at shortstop. So Buzang should love to put another long ball out in the scorer's column here today. 1 out, 1 on in the home 7th. The pitch. That's a strike at the knees. Buzang waving that red and black bat. Dowley off first. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike. 0-2 on Buzang. Ronayne pumping it through. On deck is the cleanup hitter for the Panthers, Carly Johnson-Pellegri. Pellegri's last shot was a line out to end the 5th inning, a shot to center field. And there's a grounder. Moran fields it, bobbles it, throws. Safe! Beating it out. Beating it out is Buzang. And the runner goes down to second is Dowley. So it's going to be Johnson-Pellegri with 2 on now. Remember, it's 11-5. Franklin needs more base runners. Johnson-Pellegri 3 times has lined out. Once to left, another to left, and once to center. Pitch is grounded to short. Played to third. It hits the runner. Everybody is safe. It hit the runner on the fielder's choice. That's an error for the shortstop. The bases are loaded with 1 out. And here comes Marley Allen. 11-5. I'm just saying, Franklin needs more base runners. They have 3 out there with 1 out. The shortstop, I'm sure it's the backup. That was the starting pitcher, Callahan. She's playing at short because the shortstop is in the circle. Here's Allen with the bases loaded, and she takes one inside, 1-0. Sacramone, the starting pitcher for Franklin, turns center fielder on deck. She has a single today. The 1-0 home, swung on and missed by Allen. Allen popped out to the second in the second, singled and scored in the 4th, and popped out in the 6th. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Allen fouls it off, and she's down 1-2. Marley Allen, the catcher, the junior. Bases loaded, 11-5. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Allen. Panthers with a little bit of a scare here in the 7th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Allen swings and misses, strike 3. Good rip by Allen. Couldn't connect. Now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, here is Sophia Sacramone. She's walked and scored in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th, and singled and scored in the 6th. She's going to have conversation with Brianna Stewart, the head coach, down the third base line. The bases loaded and 2 outs. Stewart with big smiles on her face as she chats with Sacramone. Stewart enjoying this moment, a slight tap on the head to helmet for Sacramone, and here comes Sophia to the plate. The bases loaded against the relief pitcher, Lola Ronayne. 2 outs in the home 7th, 11-5 Attleboro. The first pitch, Sacramone takes a strike. 0-1. Shadows beginning to creep onto the circle. Pitch is low, 1-1. Half of the infield is in shadows now. 1 ball and 1 strike for Sacramone. O'Brien, who's had a good day, on deck. It's a strike at the letters, 1 and 2. Panthers would love to get O'Brien up. She's 3 for 3 in this game with 3 RBIs. She's on deck, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ronayne pitches, and Sacramone, they call it strike 3, and that's the game. She takes it.
Final score of today's game.
She takes it for a strike 3, and Ronayne retired the last 2 batters on strikes, one swinging and one looking. Franklin in the 7th, no runs,
Get home safely.
2 hits, no errors, 1 error, and 3 left. So that's going to do it, as Attleboro is going to win it 11-5. Their big inning was the 3rd when they plated 7 runs. Would like to thank you for tuning in here to our Softball League feature, the Hockomock rival game between Attleboro and Franklin. Attleboro wins it. They go to 5-4 on the season, 4-3 in the league. Franklin goes to 4-6 on the season, 4-4 in the league. I'd like